So if you didn't see, Variety recently published the 100 greatest TV performances of the 21st century. And today we're going to review this list and we're going to find out how right or wrong Variety is. Now, full disclosure, I have had some complicated relationships with these sort of lists in the past. Mostly because a lot of these shows I either haven't seen or I have overseen, if that makes sense. Like, I immediately on these pictures, like I see The Office, I see Grey's Anatomy, I see Game of Thrones, and it's like, I'm so sick of hearing about like Game of Thrones being a good show or The Office being a great show, because like we've done that, we've been here. But, you know, when you're compiling the best of the generation, I gotta shake some of that off and like put on my objective hat and see where we stand. So let's take a look. Let's take a look at this list, see how much we agree or disagree with them. And let's just dive in. Number 100. Yada, yada, yada. We'll skip all this. Number 100, Jeremy Allen White as Carmen Berzatto in The Bear. Jeremy Allen White as Carmen in The Bear. I like this pick. I really like The Bear. I know some people didn't love the latest season. I do think it's like top tier television. I have never worked in a kitchen before. I have heard that it hits even harder if you have. Is this one of the best performances in modern television? It's a very, for the most part, subdued performance. It's very subtle. So, yeah, sure, I'll give it to them. I do think that I need to see Jeremy Allen White act in more things in a wider range for me to understand if he's actually a good actor or not. Because I'm half convinced that he just plays himself in this show. So I would love to be proved wrong. Kelly Riley as Beth Dutton in Yellowstone. So Yellowstone is one of those shows, and I think we've talked about this before. It's one of those shows I have not seen, but every single person over 40 that I interact with, whether it be family members, neighbors, acquaintances, coworkers, loves Yellowstone. Yeah, that's kind of what I figured. That's kind of the vibe I get from it. But, you know, people love this show, so I'm sure Big Boomer TV show, and Big Boomer represented right here, number 99. Good for you. Good for you. Brett Goldstein as Roy Kent in Ted Lasso. Props to Brett for making it on this list. Having seen Interview Brett Goldstein and Roy Kent Brett Goldstein, it is definitely a performance. But on top of that too, like, his character is just so entertaining to watch. If y'all haven't watched Ted Lasso, honestly do. Especially if you are having a dark time in your life, watch Ted Lasso, man. This show will bring optimism back into your life in a way you didn't know you had. It is so refreshing. And if you're a grumpy person and you're like, I don't want to get on board with that kind of stuff, this is your this is your anchor character. This is your surrogate. It is great for the soul. Yes. So love seeing Ted Lasso represented on here. Brett Goldstein, good for you. Justin Kirk as Andy Botwin in Weeds. Now, Weeds is one of those shows that I haven't seen, but I know maybe the 4 people in my life that have actually watched it tell me it's really good. nervous we're gonna get 3+ people from the same show. I think that's probably gonna be the case because, right, you saw Brett Goldstein. I know you've seen Ted Lasso. You saw Brett Goldstein and you go, oh, but why not Jason Sudeikis? And you know he's gonna be on this list. But all right, Weeds, sure, good for you. Katja Erbers as Dr. Kristen Buchard. I'm butchering this. Evil. I have not seen Evil. I know that Evil has a very dedicated fan base, and I believe that Evil was prematurely canceled, and people were really sad about that. Yeah, CBS and then Paramount Plus, and then gone from there. So, hey, good for you. Okay, this is great. This is a great one. Kelly Bishop as Emily Gilmore in Gilmore Girls. The most interesting of the Gilmore Girls. That's not true. The most, I would say, acting of the Gilmore Girls. This is a great pick. I actually love her, and she is so good in that show, and so good as the character she plays. Emily Gilmore is like, Emily Gilmore walked so Walter White could run. And I will leave it at that. Matt Berry as Laszlo Cravensworth in What We Do in the Shadow. I am surprised that this is all the way up in the 90s. Matt Berry is so good in this show, and he is like, his performance is like the perfect encapsulation of what this show is. Matt Berry mentioned, I actually think he deserves to be much higher. Okay, if the next person on this list is not like okay, I'm gonna be shocked that he's this high up on the list. I know there's gonna be so many different things, but why 94 and why not 93? That's my question. Why not 93? John Early as Elliot Gross. I haven't even seen the show. Matt Berry needs to be number 93. I don't even know Search Party. I do know John Early, and he was very funny. Damn. Cate Blanchett as Phyllis Schleifly in Mrs. America. I have never heard of this show. FX. Was this an FX miniseries? Do those count? FX miniseries? That's fair. All right, good for you, Cate Blanchett. Himesh Patel as Jivan Chidari in Station 11. I have not seen Station 11. I do know Himesh Patel from a lot of other things. I know he was just the lead in the series, I think it was called. No, the franchise, which is a spoof of like making Marvel movies. They did just cancel it. Oh damn. Sorry, Himesh. Sorry, bro. This is the show. Well, maybe don't start it. I haven't watched it yet, but they canceled it after one season. Alright. Kristen Melody is Tracy McConnell in How I Met Your Mother. This is crazy. So, two things. One, Kristen Melody being here either means she's on this list twice, or they messed up and put her as Tracy McConnell instead of as Sophia Falcone. Weird. She's also barely in. Okay, to her credit, She is barely in the show, but she does immediately have a really solid impact in like, oh, this is totally where this has all been leading. So like, I kind of get it, but this is a weird one. This is a weird. Sure, you know what? I'll give it to you. Tichina Arnold as Rochelle Rock in Everybody Hates Chris. Wow. I like this pick, actually. This is a solid sitcom if y'all have actually never watched Everybody Hates Chris. This is one I grew up. Nick at Night, anybody? Nick at Night? Based show, based take. She was so good. Oh my God. Especially if I feel like Latino kids, Black kids, honestly kids in general know like what like the motherly rage is, and the way she embodied this, like she was all of our mom. I actually, this is extremely based. I like it. 88, Julia Garner as Ruth Langmore in Ozark. That's fine. I've watched the pilot of Ozark twice, and I have not actually committed to watching the show, but I hear good things about it. Yeah, everything I said for like over 40s to Yellowstone, take it back 10 years for like over 30s and Ozark. So do with that information what you will. 87, Kyle MacLachlan as Special Agent Dale Cooper, Dougie Jones, and others in Twin Peaks: The Return. I'm not a Twin Peaks guy, but I am surprised to see Twin Peaks, the sequel series, on here. I do like Kyle MacLachlan. I think he's a very good actor. There's a thing that I know him from. That is not the thing that most people know him from, that I always think of. No, it's going to come to me in like an hour. But he's great. I like him here. Renee Elise Goldsberry as Wiki Roy in Girls 5 Eva. I've never heard of this show. I have no idea who this is. Put Matt Berry here, 86. Stellan Skarsgård as Luthen Raoul in Andor. Damn. You know, I would have loved for him to be higher on this list, but the fact that he's on this list, y'all, okay, look, this is me making my plea. This is me co-opting Stellan being on this list. If you have not watched Andor, and you have ever in your life liked Star Wars, please watch Andor. Especially right now. Season 2 comes out this year. It's only one season. It's 9-10 episodes. And Stellan Skarsgård gives an insanely good performance in this show. So, love that he's on this list. 85. That's probably a fair spot for literally only like 7 episodes of acting. Love that he made it. Watch Andor, please. I know at least one of you hasn't watched it yet. Please do. Ilana Glazer as Ilana Wexler in Broad City. Yeah, incredible. She's so funny in this show. She's so funny, period. Recently learned, this is hopefully not me revealing a little bit TMI about myself. Recently learned she is in Sesame Street. pretty consistently. And I'm going to leave it at that. Andor is Geek Star Wars Media. No, she's great. Broad City is great. In the club, we all fam. And that's all I got to say. Steven Yeun as Danny Cho in Beef. Yeah, this is fair. Beef is really good. I have not finished Beef. I've seen 2-3 episodes. I think it's good. It's just, as we've talked about before, my Netflix ran out. But I like Steven Yeun a lot. I've been a big fan of him ever since The Walking Dead, so glad to see him on this list. Good for you, dude. Lamorne Morris as Winston Bishop in New Girl. This is so good. Winston Bishop might be one of my favorite fictional characters, period. He is so funny. He is so genuine. He is so good. And Lamorne portrays him so perfectly. He's like the glue that holds the show together. He can play the straight man so well. He can play the goofy guy so well. A classic Winston CC mess around is always so good. I'm gonna rewatch New Girl now just because I'm reminded about how much I love him in this show. So good. Michelle Williams as Gwen Verdon in Fosse Verdon. Yeah, he could have been higher on that list. I agree. I have not seen this miniseries. Again, it's another FX miniseries. It was basically whatever the Oscars Oscars bait is for TV show. FX tends to make those. I have not seen this. It has been on my list for a really long time. I like Michelle Williams though, so good for her. Al Pacino as Roy Khan in Angels in America. I have not seen Angels. Alright, folks. There's going to be a fair number of these that I haven't seen, and I'm not going to have anything to say, so I'm just going to acknowledge them and move on. Allison Williams as Marnie Michaels in Girls. Alright, folks, so there's going to be some of these that I haven't seen, and I'm just going to acknowledge them, and I'm just going to move on. Naya Rivera as Santana Lopez in Glee. So I have seen most of Glee. I don't think I saw the final season. I watched Glee as it aired. Naya Rivera is really good at the show. She is a standout. I don't know that she is the standout in the show. I do think it's sweet that she has a spot in here. If you don't know, Naya did pass away a few years ago, pretty tragically, saving her son's life. So, she left a really incredible legacy with Santana Lopez. That character did some good representation. A lot of queer representation for at a time where Glee really introduced the topic of lesbianism outside of maybe what some of the traditional tropes or stereotypes of lesbian characters in media are. And on top of the fact that she had incredible vocals and an incredible presence on screen, I agree. I think 78 is a completely sweet spot for her. Penn Badgley as Joe Goldberg in You. I have not seen You. I do see Penn Badgley everywhere because he's got a podcast and they post a lot of clips and he seems like a cool dude. I have not seen this show. It is not my type of show. And so that's all I gotta say there. I don't like shows like this where it's like that Jeffrey Dahmer show too. Like people say it's good, but I don't want to watch that. I don't want to see into the mind of that, you know? Michaela J. Rodriguez as Blanca Evangelista in Pose. Aussie? Pose. I think it's Pose. First transgender woman to receive a major acting nom. Amazing! W. Penn, but okay. Fair. I have not seen Pose. I don't know if y'all have. I know that it is huge as far as representation goes, and I love that for everybody who that means something to. That's great. She acted really well in Pose. Awesome. Well, then she deserved it. She should have been 75. Unless this next 75 really wows us. Nicole Kidman as Cecily Wright in Big Little Lies. Okay, well, you know, that's actually pretty good. Yeah, I mean, Big Little Lies, again, kind of like that Emmys, Golden Globe bait type show. I have seen clips. I haven't seen the show, but it is a heavy show. And I understand that Nicole Kidman did a pretty career sort of redefining role with Big Little Lies, and that kind of kicked off a lot of the stuff she's been doing recently. So that makes sense. That tracks. Caitlin Dever as Mary Adler in Unbelievable. I have not seen this show. I do know about this show. I know Caitlin Dever. I always call her Caitlin Dever. I do know Caitlin Dever from Booksmart, and I know she's going to be portraying Abby in The Last of Us Season 2 and possibly 3 and 4, however any other seasons we get. I think she's a good actor. I have not seen the show. Good for her. Rami Malek as Elliot Alderson, Mr. Robot. I'm surprised this is this high on the list. I know I've seen a handful of episodes of Mr. Robot, and I do think Rami Malek is really good in this role. And when I saw him in things outside of Mr. Robot, I was shocked. You know, Rami did to his career what I need Jeremy Allen White to do, which is that, wow, I thought that was just you, and that's not just you, that's you acting. Which is a testament to his performance, so good for him. Patricia Clarkson as Adora Ellen in Sharp Objects. I didn't watch this show. Anthony Starr as Homelander in The Boys. Okay. Yeah. I think this is a good spot. He is fucking crazy. He is a crazy guy. He is a crazy character in a crazy show. But he, like, puts his all in there. There have been some conversations about how surprising it is that he's omitted from awards conversations, and frankly, with this last season and now we're coming up on what will be the final season, I don't know that he's gonna get there, but I think some of his performance in the past has definitely been to that caliber. So good for him. I'm glad he made the list. Ty Burrell is Phil Dunphy in Modern Family. Yeah. This is exactly where I would place this. And if you've seen an episode of Modern Family, you know everything you need to know. This is a solid spot for him. He's a great addition to that show. And good representation of, like, modern TV dad trope. Issa Rae as Issa D in Insecure. This is fine. I'm fine with this. I have seen the pilot to Insecure and clips over the years. I do like Issa Rae in general. And from what I've seen, she's very fun in this show. I mean, it's like semi-autobiographic, but not really. And she writes herself, so, like, of course she's gonna have a fantastic performance in it. This reminds me, I did watch One of Them Days, which Issa Rae produced. I don't know if she actually wrote it. Did you write One of Them Days? Maybe she produced it at least. I did see One of Them Days, and it was good. It was really fun. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot. David Harbour as Jim Hopper, Stranger Things. Yeah, he's great in this show. He's fantastic in this show. Really, really good character. He's kind of a good anchor character. He's a straight man, but he's also a little bit of the goofy guy. He's fantastic in this show. I am the tiniest little bit biased because when he started campaigning for this show, I got the chance to interview him. That's a younger me interviewing David Harbour years ago when he was when they had just put out the first season of Stranger Things, and he was such a nice guy, so humble. But he's fantastic in this show. He's so good. And Jim Hopper is like the anchor of this show. I love him in it. Yeah, baby Juby. Oh my god, Caitlin Olsen as Deandra Reynolds in It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. So if there's going to be anybody from the Sunny crew, it should be Dennis, not Dee. But I will take this. Caitlin Olsen is hilarious in this show, and she's basically played the same exact character in like 3 other different shows, but she's so good. She is such a good punching bag. They did her so dirty with this photo. She is such a good anchor in this show as well. I'm gonna have to stop using that word. It's become my default word, but like she really she's such a good one to like round out the group that I see why they would pick her. She's fantastic. I love seeing It's Always Sunny. I wonder what's their arguments for each. Olsen is the go anywhere for jokes. Yeah, and that's the thing, right? Like Dee can be the punching bag, can be the puncher, could be the hype man. Like she kind of goes all over the place. I think they definitely have the most fun writing Dee's character. Angela Bassett as Marie Laveau in American Horror Story Coven. I stopped watching American Horror Story because it was really upsetting to watch. I only got through halfway through season 1, and I was like, you know what? I don't want to make myself this sad. But good for you, Angela Bassett. Marcia Cross as Breven DeCamp in Desperate Housewives. I am just in this exact moment, right here, right now, live on stream at number 65, realizing that Desperate Housewives is a scripted show and not a reality TV show. This show is 21 years old, and I am just in this moment realizing that Desperate Housewives is a scripted show. I always thought this show was reality TV. Am I the only one? Am I actually crazy for this? Desperate Housewives was a scripted show with actors? How did I miss this? This whole time? This whole time, guys? Yeah, okay, you said ladies holding the apples, and I just looked it up. Does this not look like Does this not look like a reality TV show? Like this is like Real Housewives. Desperate Housewives, Real Housewives. Is that why? Did I always just combine the two and I thought it was like one of the spin-offs? I think I always thought that Real Housewives and Desperate Housewives were like just like spin-offs of one another. Holy crap, that's so funny. You watched every season? Oh no. Is it good? Not all no. I'm sorry, housewives. It's a full-time job taking care of a home. Oh my god. This whole time, I'm shocked. Well, good for you. Number 65. You earned it. Number 64, Elizabeth Olsen as Wanda Maximoff / Scarlet Witch in WandaVision. Actually, yeah. WandaVision was a moment. And y'all, people love Wanda. People love Wanda. Look up Wanda Maximoff on TikTok, Instagram, anything. The amount of fan cams that you will see. And she was really good in this show. She had a lot to do. And she did it really well. I love this for her. Good for her. When are we going to get that Scarlet Witch movie? 20. Janelle James as Ava Coleman. 100%. I was introduced to Janelle James in Netflix had a sort of mini series thing that they would do called The Stand-Ups. They might still do it. Where it was just like short, anywhere from like, I think 30 minute sets with comedians, and Janelle James had one, and it stood out. I remember her being so funny in it, and when Abbott came out and I watched the pilot and I saw she was on there, I was like, oh shit, that's awesome. And I'm not gonna lie, a few episodes in, I was like, oh, I think I'm gonna be sick of her. And all these seasons later, she's still incredible. She's so funny. And kind of everything we were just saying about Dee in It's Always Sunny, like Ava can throw the punches, take the punches, bounce off the punches. She's so funny. I wonder if anyone else from Abbott's gonna. She definitely deserves a spot. Frances Conroy as Ruth Fisher, 6 Feet Under. I didn't watch this show. Michael Emerson as Ben Linus in Lost. Guys, am I going to lose my nerd card if I admit that I have not seen Lost? I know I would like it. That's the thing. I know I would like Lost. It's just I don't want to commit to watching Lost because I know too much about Lost, and I know too much about the making of Lost. Don't watch it. Thank you. That's all I needed. Thank you. No, nerd card revoked. No. Z told me I didn't have to watch it, so I'm now watching it. Chloe Sevigny as Nicolette Grant in Big Love. You have been demoted from nerd to dweeb? What a tragedy. Oh no. Oh no. Official dweeb. I have no idea what this show is. Rachel Bloom as Rebecca Bunch in Crazy Ex-Girlfriend. Guys and gals, folks, friends of all existence. Crazy Ex-Girlfriend is such a funny show. It is such a funny show. It is not at all the show that I thought it was. It's a musical every episode, which is crazy. There's like at least 1 or 2 songs, and it's so fun. It's so funny, and Rachel Bloom is incredible in it. I would watch 100 seasons of this show. Yes, this is a good spot. I understand why she's here. So good. Mads Mikkelsen is Hannibal Lecter in Hannibal. Yeah, all right. That's fair. I feel like there's not a lot to say here. It's just, yeah, that makes sense. He acted really well in it. Yeah, it's just fair. It's just fair. Good for him. Good for him. Danny Pudi as Abed Nadir in Community. You know, I don't think initially this would have been my pick from Community. I think I maybe would have said Annie Edison. Alison Brie as Annie. But Danny and Abed is the glue that holds Community together, and the fact that he's on here is great. And he is kind of like, I feel like he is the catalyst for what makes a show what it is. Then Abed is the excuse for why Community is Community. Almost halfway. All right, let's see how we can power through the rest of these. Pamela Adlon as Sam Fox, Better Things. Haven't seen it. Mary McDonnell as Laura Lawson in Battlestar Galactica. Haven't seen it. Jennifer Gardner as Sydney Bristow in Alias. I watched the pilot of this show and I really enjoyed it, and I like Jennifer Gardner. Moving on. Titus Burgess as Titus Andromedon in Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt. This is incredible. This is a good choice. This is a fantastic image that fully encapsulates who Titus is. Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt might be one of the most underappreciated shows of the 2010s. An icon, a true icon. And Titus is forever Titus, which good for him. Maggie Smith is Violet Crawley, Dohagar, Countess of Grantham in Downton Abbey. Yeah, she's incredible. She's so good in this show. This show's ridiculous. We talked about it on a stream recently. Solid. R.I.P. Ken Long as Eric Tao in Industry. Haven't seen it. Susie Essman as Susie Green in Curb Your Enthusiasm. Haven't seen it. Anna Sawai as Toda Mariko in Shogun. Yeah. I'm gonna be honest, I think there's some recency bias with this one. She's good in this show, but number 49 good? I don't think so. I don't think so. I think this is recency bias. She's good, but I don't know that she's number 49. Sarah Goldberg as Sally Reed and Barry. Guys, should I give Barry another shot? I think I watched 6 episodes and I just wasn't getting it. People love Barry. I don't know. Maybe I'll give it another shot at some. It finished now, so I can binge the whole. It just wasn't. William Jackson Harper as Chidi and Agonye in The Good Place. I love The Good Place. I tell everybody that I can to watch The Good Place. Learn as little as you can about it so that you can enjoy the surprises of that show. It has actually more than some shows, more than a lot of art I have consumed, The Good Place has changed me. Straight up, it has changed me. My philosophy of life has been impacted by this show. And Chidi is such a good character. I would have put Eleanor on here because I think Kristen Bell is incredible, but that's fair. Not seeing multiple characters from each show, I wonder if they ex-nayed that. Yeah, groundbreaking, moral work hitting in a comedy. Christina Applegate as Jen Harding in Dead to Me. Haven't seen it. Murray Bartlett as Armand in The White Lotus. Yeah, Yeah, actually, this is a base take. Armon is what made the White Lotus 100%. His character and his character arc and his performance defined that show. Season 3 just started. I haven't watched any of it yet. I haven't watched Yellow Jackets either. I know that just started coming out also. I'll probably watch him this week. I'll report next stream. Uzo Abuda, sorry, my dyslexia. Aduba. When they're next to each other like that, it messes me up. Uzo Aduba as Suzanne Crazy Eyes Warren in Orange is the New Black. Yeah, she was incredible in this show. There is an argument to be made for Natasha Lyonne instead, but she actually acts her ass off in this, so that's a great one. Devery Jacobs as Alora Dedan Postok in Reservation Dogs. I watched a few episodes of Reservation Dogs. I enjoyed it. I think it just didn't keep drawing me back to keep watching. But I would give this show another watch. I think she stood out. I think all the cast was great. But I just haven't finished it, so I don't think I got to the points in the show where she stood out more. But good for her, 43, that's not nothing. Christine Baranski is Diane Lockhart in The Good Wife / The Good Fight. I have not seen either one of those shows. Kerry Washington is Olivia Pope in Scandal. Yeah, that's fair. Shonda Rhimes is the GOAT. Kerry Washington is the GOAT. Scandal is the GOAT. Seen it. Know enough about it. I expected this is one of those shows that, like I said at the top, it's not one I've seen, but I know. You know what I mean? Danny McBride is Kenny Powers in Eastbound and Down. Okay. A lot of love for the comedies. Gina Rodriguez, Jane the Virgin. Yes. She's great. This show is surprisingly great. Underappreciated show. Okay. Yikes. Uh-oh. Yikes. You mean good yikes, right? We love the CW in this stream. We love specifically this era of the CW. No, not good yikes. Aw, okay. 39 might be too high. I will admit that. 39 might be too high. Alright, Rachel Brosnahan as Midge in Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. This is too high. Too low. Not low enough. This is like top 10. She's incredible. She is so fucking good in this show. And this show is so fucking good. And everyone needs to watch this show because it's fantastic. Maya Erskine is Maya Ishi Peters in Pen 15. This show's really funny. I'll give her that. I'm going to start powering through this list here because I'm getting a little eepy here. Sarah Paulson is Marcia Clark in People vs. O.J. Simpson. Actually based. This is so good. This is such a good show. I haven't watched any other bits of American Crime Story, but this season in particular was so good. Brian Tyree Henry is Alfred Paperboy Miles in Atlanta. Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I have nothing more to add here. That's fantastic. America Ferrera as Ugly Betty. Look, I never watched Ugly Betty, but I like grew up around Ugly Betty. And I like America Ferrera, so I will say good for her to be all the way up here. Claire Foy is Queen Elizabeth II in The Crown. Yeah. She was so good. She's what made that show as good as it was. The second she was out of the show, I completely lost interest. And that's why I haven't wanted to watch the other seasons, because I like Claire Foy. Just making sure my wife hears that, because she asked me to watch The Crown. Nicey Nash as Dee Dee Ortley on Getting On. I've never heard of the show. Ian McShane as Al Swearingen in Deadwood. Never seen it, but I've heard good things. Sydney Sweeney as Cassie Howard in Euphoria. That's ridiculous. This should be Zendaya as Rue. That's ridiculous. She's good in this show, but she's not even close to the best part of this show. This is so wrong. All she does is cry. Yeah. Zendaya shuts down, Sweeney blows up. No, I'm sorry. This is wrong. This is wrong. Claire Danes as Carrie Mathewson in Homeland. Yeah, that's one of those ones, again, I haven't seen, but I expected to see high on this list. Jean Smart as Deborah Vance in Hacks. Absolutely. Absolutely. She's so good. She might be better than 28, but I'll take it. Kyle Chandler as Eric Taylor in Friday Night Lights. I haven't seen it. I grew up in Texas and played football. That was enough of that for me. I didn't need to relive it. Bridget Everett as Sam Miller in Somebody Somewhere. Never heard of this one. Phoebe Waller-Bridge as Fleabag. Yeah, and 25 seems very fair for this. She's so funny in this show. She's so good. This show's so good. We deserve more of this show. Catherine O'Hara as Moira Rose in Schitt's Creek. I have not seen Schitt's Creek, but everyone has told me I would like Schitt's Creek. I just haven't actually committed to watching it. I will put it on the list, folks. I will put it on the list. Tatiana Maslany as all of the clones in Orphan Black. Yeah, she's fantastic, and obviously she literally is the show. She plays every single character. She deserves this spot, if not even higher. Although, fully unrelated, I saw a picture of Tatiana Maslany today that I didn't even recognize it was her. Oh my god, this picture, I found it. Does that not look like her? Like, that's her, but like it doesn't look like her. You know, you guys see what I mean? Like, that's her, but that's not her, you know? Like, okay, yes, thank you. I just needed one person to agree with me. Alec Baldwin is Jack Donaghy in 30 Rock. Again, one of those ones that like I've seen enough of and I've known enough that I expected to see on here, but I have not actually seen it myself. Laura Dern is Amy Delico in Enlightened. Never even heard of the show. Emma Stone as Whitney Siegel in The Curse. Okay, interesting. I wonder if this is recency bias as well. I haven't seen this show, but I have only heard good things about it. I recently got Showtime, so I probably will be watching this show. Peter Dinklage as Tyrion Lannister. That's the one we were waiting for. That's the one we were waiting for. And if there's one performance from Game of Thrones, it's Peter Dinklage. 100%. Good for him, man. He does so well in this show, and he got done so dirty by the ending. And out of all the interviews, if you've ever seen the clips of the cast like doing the interviews towards the last season, being so aware that it's falling apart, his is the saddest to watch. Oh, Amanda Seyfried as Elizabeth Holmes in The Dropout. Yeah, 100%. She's so fucking good in this show. Oh, she's so good in this show. This show is incredible. Y'all should watch this show if you haven't. The Dropout is so good. It's like scary good. Kate Winslet as Mare Sheehan in The Mayor of Easttown. Again, one of those I haven't seen, but I've heard enough of. So, I guess this might be recency too. Jessica Walter as Lucille Bluth in Arrested Development. Yeah, that's fair. If you're going to pick one from this show, I'm surprised she's number 16. That feels really high up, but she did do incredible in this show, and she was exactly what she needed to be for this show. Kerry Russell as Elizabeth Jennings in The Americans. That's fair. I haven't seen the show. I have seen enough about the show, and I want to watch this show. But Kerry Russell, I hear, is that show. So good for her. Michael Chiklis as Vic McKee in The Shield. Have not seen The Shield, but good for you. Regina King as Angela Abar / Sister Knight in Watchmen. Fuck yeah. I love Watchmen. Watchmen is so good. I was just telling someone recently that they need to watch Watchmen. And I think 13 is actually super fair. I'm surprised he didn't break the top 10. Steve Carell's Michael Scott. I'm surprised he's not number 1, to be honest. Talk about a show. Well, maybe it's because the show did technically carry on without him, though to its own downfall. Michaela Cole as Arabella Esidu in I May Destroy You. I've not heard of this show. I heard of it. Sandra Oh as Dr. Christine Yang in Grey's Anatomy. Again, one of those that we just expected to see on here as number 10. All right, this is the top 10. Rhea Seehorn as Kim Wexler in Better Call Saul. Yeah, dude. Yeah, she's so good. She's getting her own show. Vince Gilligan just announced semi-recently that they're doing an Apple TV sci-fi series that he specifically wrote for her because of how much he loved working with her. Yeah, she's so good. Oh my god, there's a scene in this show with her getting in a car accident that I think about it once a week. It's so good. She's incredible in the show. Andre Braugher as Captain Raymond Holt in Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I do think he is go for his performance in this. I don't think it's fair to put him above Steve Carell, especially because how badly this show fumbles its last season. But I do love Andre. Carrie Coon is Nora Durst in The Leftovers. Okay. No. Look, and I really like The Leftovers, but no. There are several people on this list that I would put above slot. Michael Kenneth Williams as Omar Little in The Wire. I haven't seen The Wire, but I know I was expecting to see him specifically on this list and this show really high up on this list. You gotta watch it. It's on the list. Bryan Cranston as Walter White, number 5. Dang. I would have bet money he was going to be number 1. Who's number 1? For modern television. Oh, who's number 1? It's going to be Sheldon Cooper from Big Bang. Oh my god, it might actually be. What is this? Jim Parsons? Bro, I'm no lie, it might actually be Big Bang Theory. Lisa Kudrow as Valerie Cherish in The Comeback. Interesting. Okay, I have heard very little about this show. But to put above Walter White? Interesting. Ooh, Elizabeth Moss as Peggy Olson in Mad Men. That's actually great. That's really good. She's so good. Her character arc in this show is really, really, really good. Okay, shit. Okay, if she's not number 1. You hate BPT. Breaking Bad? What's BBT? Mad Men and Breaking Bad not number one is crazy. Who's number one? If it's not Mad Men, is it Walking Dead? There's no way they're gonna have Walking Dead. Could it be Walking Dead? Rick Grimes from Walking Dead? No. What other show is there, guys? Let's see number 2. Jeremy Strong as Kendall Roy in Succession. Not if you ask Kieran Culkin. Guys, what's the best performance of television? I have no idea what to expect for number 1. This top 10 has really thrown me. Alright, y'all ready? Oh, shit. Okay, actually, Julia Louis-Dreyfus as Selena Meyer in Veep. Yeah. No, not Carla Sofia Gecko. Look, as far as effectiveness, as far as completing the assignment, as far as like making the show, I think this is, you know, I see you, chat. I see you. I get where they're coming from with this decision. Here's my thing. I think I flip number 1 and number 3. Look, Veep is a complex comedy about... Veep is basically about what happened with Kamala Harris and Joe Biden, except it works out. But it is so funny, so layered, and she is like the most egotistical, narcissistic, but like completely incapable person, and a politician. And she's so fucking funny in this show, between like the scale that she has to tip depending on who's in the room. She's good, but I don't know that she's number. I don't know that she's not. Here's what I do. I think I put Peggy as number 1. I think I put Elizabeth Moss as Peggy Olson at number 1. I think I knock Lisa Kudrow off the list, because what the fuck is this show? I've never heard of this show. And put Veep here at number 4. And then I move Walter White up to number 3, where Elizabeth Olsen is. And then the rest just kind of falls apart from there. Damn, that's crazy. That's a crazy list, y'all. We got through it, though. Who's your number 1? I think my number 1 is probably Elizabeth Moss. You know, I kind of said it as a joke, but I'm surprised not to see Rick Grimes from The Walking Dead on this list. But somehow, random ass people. List. I don't know. I think my number 1 is Elizabeth Moss. That's Peggy Olson. Alright, folks, we got through it. We had a lot of news to cover today. We had a lot going on this week. Follow me on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, all the things. I'm trying to post there more frequently. Follow me on X, on Blue Sky, on Threads. I'm not posting on Threads. It's too much work. Look, the problem is that all the news happen on X still for movies. People haven't migrated to Blue Sky yet. I'm hoping it happens.